Hi, I'm Christa Jacobson, headmistress of the Budo, and today we are going to be studying the Sokoku Ikki, or the Commandments of Iga. Now, we are going to be reading from this book here. It's called Shinobi Soldiers II. And I bought this book years ago, read it, it's a quick read, put it on the shelf, and I ain't seen it since. Well, I was cleaning downstairs in the dojo, and I thought, I'm going to give that a quick read, right? As I was going through it, at the very end of the book, it's called the Iga Rules. And I thought, I think I'm going to make a quick video about this because if you're following my channel, there has to be a love and passion for, the ninja, samurai, history and tradition, and the martial arts that they studied, because the dominant amount of videos that I put out is regarding samurai and ninja. So I saw this and I'm like, okay, we're going to make a quick video about it. I am going to read a little bit of the preface before I get to the commandments because I want to give you guys a little background information about what it is, okay? And then when we get to the commandments themselves, I'm going to give you a little bit of my knowledge about each one as well, because some of them are pretty dry, and if you get a little bit more background knowledge of some of the points that are in the Iga Commandments, it paints a better picture as to certain things. Okay, so without talking about the subject anymore, here we go. The Sokoku Ikki is a set of commandments or rules established between some of the clans of Iga to help stop invasion from foreign powers. The document was found among those passed down in the Yamanaka family in Koka, so at first it was thought to have been a commandment of Koka. However, Professor Ishida discussed the possibility that the title Sokoku Ikki means the self-governing organization of the Iga district. The document itself doesn't have any signatures at the end, so it seems to be a draft, and alongside this there is no year given for its compilation. Professor Ishida speculates that it was written at some point between 1552 and 1568. The major points for this dates are, and we will get to those when I start reading the commandments because I'll be putting some little information in there as well. So let's move on. If this document is in fact from Iga, of which many researchers and academics believe that it is, then it is the only document left concerning the Iga Sokoku Ikki, as any other documents were destroyed in the Tensho Iga no Ran Wars of 1579. To add to this, there are supporting documents for the meetings held between Iga and Koga, left among the documents and other Koga clans. Overall, the document is an agreement made between the 10 Bugyo, which are like warrior administrators, from Iga and Koka to settle a conflict between the warrior families. Contemporary documents support this and state that 12 representatives were selected to make decisions for the land. Also, it is speculated that there was an equivalent organization in Koga called Ganchuso. Iga was a self-governing system without a dominant controlling daimyo clan, while in most other provinces across Japan, warlords were gathering more and more strength, which meant that a more centralized power was being formed. Having understood this information, we can start to see a more realistic picture of the Iga and Koga Shu group. While the following document does not mention the ninja directly, the people and clans it is talking about are the people we all know as the shinobi of Iga and Koga. We do know that the document was written at the extreme height of the golden age of ninjutsu, and this was only a few years before the fall of the Iga no Mono and the attack of Oda Nobunaga, which he's making reference to the Tensho, the Battle of Iga no Ran. So here we go. And I believe there are 11 commandments in this particular document. Sorry, my hair just keeps getting in my face over here. I keep trying to pull it to the side there. Yeah, there are 11 commandments here, okay? So here we go. Number 1. When any other domain's army is intruding our province, the collective of the Sokoku should fight and defend against them together, with each one as one. So again, I'm going to read that one more time. So, when any other daimyo's army is intruding our province, the collective of the Sokoku should fight and defend against them together, with each other as one. There you go. So, many times I get this question all of the time. How is Tomoru different than Koga Ryu? Or how is Togaku Ryu different than Iga Ryu? Or Momochi Ryu, or Mochizuki Ryu, or Kutagawa Ryu, and so on and so forth. So, and I'm going to make a video about this because I think if you're going to understand ninjutsu and how they went from the Sengoku period to the Edo period to the Meiji period, and how the arts of ninjutsu got transmitted to the modern day, it's important to understand that they started out as family traditions. So you see family names like Tomo-Ryu, Mochizuki-Ryu, Akutagawa-Ryu, Momochi-Ryu, Todo-Ryu, etc., etc. You see these family names, and they're individual families that are samurai ninja traditions, right? They're Ryuha, and they work for their own self-interest or for their own lord. However, when you look at Iga, that's a big, think of it like a state, right? So you have Iga, and inside Iga, all these different Iga ninja clans. Same thing with Koga. Koga's a big place. It's this I want to think of kind of like a state, but there are many different Koga clans as well, right? Or families within that state, and I'm using states, right? So to help you guys paint a picture, if you understand that. So even though each individual family, like Tomo-Ryu, Mochizuki-Ryu, Momochi-Ryu, Todo-Ryu, etc., etc., even though each individual family Ryuha can operate individually, if a larger force comes into the province, into their state, then all these individual families bond together and make a larger force. That's where you get Iga Ryu or Koga Ryu. So you have family names. It's a family name, individual family. Then you have place names, and I call it a place name, meaning that it's a place, it's a city, it's a state, it's a province, it's a prefecture, it's a big place on the map. It's a place on the map, and many different family traditions bond together to make a larger force. That's where you get Iga Ryu, or that's how you get Koga Ryu. So many times people study a ninjutsu Ryuha, and it's a specific tradition. It's specific, like Tomo Ryu is specific, Togakure Ryu is specific, Mochizuki Ryu, Momochi Ryu, Akutagawa Ryu, etc. So those are specific family or specific traditions, specific Ryuha. Where you have other people tend to study things like Koga Ryu or Iga Ryu, and not that those aren't specific in its practice and in their training, but it came from many different clans coming together to build a larger force. So that's where it comes from, is to build a larger army. So when you see the very first commandment, when any other daimyo's army is intruding our province, right? So here we are, we're Iga, and we have all these different ninja Ryuha, we have all these different ninja families. If any one of them come together, if any one of them infiltrate our province, the collective of the Sokoku should fight and defend them together with each other as one. So hence, all these different traditions coming together to create Iga Ryu. Because the word Ryu can be translated different ways. And again, I'll make a video on that, because the way that I just explained it is generic as shit. I think I should make a video to be more specific on that so you guys can know where I'm coming from. But anyway, number 2. Upon the alert sent from the gateway, when the enemy was spotted from all the bells of every village should be struck, and everyone should take up a position immediately. Everyone should prepare himself with food, weapons, and shields, and set up an encampment, so not to allow them to enter the gateways of our realm. So basically number 2, as soon as there's an alert has been set, everyone, they should be spotted, ring the bells, and everyone should be ready to roll, right? Number 3, all people of the ages 17 to 50 should be stationed for war. If a battle is a prolonged one and they have to be stationed for a long period of time, they should rotate on a system. In every village and every commander should be appointed so that the men of the show can follow the orders of the commanders. As for the temples and the Sokoku, the elder should carry out all devotional services for the prosperity of the province, while the young should take part in camp. Number 4, all the hikan of the Sokoku should write a solemn oath stating that they will follow their lord whenever or whatever be the situation of the land. Kind of messed that one up. Hold on. Number 4, all the hikan are like the lower level people that serve the elite, that serve the upper level people. That's the hikan. That's what they're saying. So peasants, right? So all the lower level people, all the hikan of the Sokoku should write a solemn oath stating that they will follow their lord whatever be the situation of the land. Number 5. Okay, here we go. For all of you guys out there who like to get a hard on whether the Ashigaru was part of the samurai class. Are Ashigaru samurai, right? Here you go. If you can't figure this one out, then, continue being frustrated. Ashigaru of our land may even capture a castle of another domain. Therefore, those who serve as Ashigaru during a siege and go beyond the borders and attack a castle in another land and succeeded in capturing it, they should be rewarded liberally for their loyalty and promoted to samurai. So according to Iga, here's an Ashigaru, and if they fight for Iga, they go across the enemy line, they siege a castle, they capture it, and they will be rewarded liberally. And if that Ashigaru does something really badass, they will be promoted to samurai. So clearly, according to Iga, Ashigaru are not samurai. I know some of you guys are not. Some of you guys are probably not as excited anymore, because I know that's kind of a big argument in the Koru Bujutsu, right? Is Ashigaru actually in the samurai class? And I guess if you're arguing if Ashigaru is in the samurai class, you know, I guess that they're attached, but Ashigaru themselves, according to this document, is not considered a samurai. Number 6, anyone who intentionally lets an army of another domain in, the combined Sokoku will subjugate him and his clan and annihilate them without leaving any trace, and the land will be put under the use of a temple or shrine. Similarly, anyone who communicates with the enemy secretly and gives them any inside information about our land will be treated just as the same as those who let the enemy army in. If someone brings information of anyone's treason in the above manner, he will be highly valued. I think that just kind of is what it is. All right, number 7. Any samurai or Ashigaru, foot soldiers of our land, should not serve the Miyoshi clan. Now, this is one reason why Professor Ishida believes this to be after 1522. And that is because in 1522, make sure I got that date right. I know you wolves on the internet like to really make sure dates and times are right. So yes, 1552, excuse me. The reason Professor Ishida wants to, he says it's going to be after 1552 and 1568, is because in 1552 the Miyoshi family was actually serving what was called the Hosokawa clan, Hosokawa clan. So they were a retainer clan to the Hosokawa clan. Because this document specifically says the Miyoshi clan, it doesn't mention the Hosokawa at all. That means it was after 1522 because in 1552. Because in 1552, that's when the Miyoshi clan broke away from the Hosokawa and they were their own independent faction. So just that is why they believe the Iga rules to be written at a minimum of 1552, because it directly talks specifically of the Miyoshi clan, and 1552 is when they broke away from the Hosokawa. There you go. Hope you guys got that. Kind of fumbled the ball a little bit, but I think I cleaned that one up at the end. Number 8, if there is someone who does not accept the Yumiya Hanjo, he, his father, sons, or brothers will not be eligible for the benefit from the fund for 10 years. Neither should they be allowed to take charge of the Yada Okori, or basically the transportation system. So the Yumiya Hanjo, which is basically a tax, what that is you're paying a specific tax for the military of the area. So even though you do have, again, this is where it gets kind of complicated, because obviously there are different individual ryuha within Iga. So you've got this family, that family, and they're all their own independent samurai families. But what his is saying is there's going to be a specific tax. That way, when they do bond together, there is a money pot, and they can fund this particular, let's say, group or clan or army, right? So that's what the Yumiya is. It's basically, it means a war funds. So the Yumi Hanjo is a request to pay or share for war funds for the particular province. So that's what they're saying. They're saying, number 8 is saying, if you don't pay this tax, right, then your ass isn't going to be able to take part in the transportation service within Iga. So that's what they're basically saying. There is a little bit of a repercussion for not paying taxes, basically. Number 9, when positioned in a village or camp, any disorderly behavior or violence should be prohibited within our alliance. So when positioned in village or camp, any disorderly behavior or violence should be prohibited within our alliance. So I'm pretty sure what they're meaning by that is, and this is just my take on that, if you get this ninja family, samurai family, and this samurai ninja family, right, and they don't like each other, but now they're forced to have to fight under the same flag, basically they're saying, look, when positioned in village or camp for Iga Ryu, any disorderly behavior or violence will be permitted within our alliance. So once you come together, you're together. You have to put that personal shit aside. Number 10, as the Yamato province has unjustly attacked our province over a prolonged period of time, you should not employ any Ronin who once served the generals of the Yamato province. So, I mean, that's like in the modern martial art day. You know, if you're from that school, you ain't coming over here. You know, fuck that. You already chose sides. So that number 10 doesn't sound like, it sounds like that's a normal bit. Number 11, as we all controlled our province without any problems, it is of utmost importance for us to obtain cooperation from Koga. Thus, we should have a meeting with Koga at the border between Iga and Koga at an earlier date. The above commandment should be in effect with the signatures of all who are concerned. 16th day of November. So basically number 11 is, look, all of us of Iga, we need to cooperate with Koga because we know we're going to need them. If there are people bigger than just all of us combined in Iga, so we need to make sure that we have allies and other forces who have our back as well. So they're saying it's utmost importance for us to obtain cooperation from Koga. So we need to set up a time at the border between Iga and Koga at another date. So anyway, those are the 11 commandments of Iga. If you guys would like to give me your thoughts, stick it in the comment section below. Love to hear what you guys have to say. If you enjoy this video, the Ninja and the Samurai, make sure you subscribe to this channel. All my other social media is going to be in the description below. And if you guys want to study authentic ninjutsu and classical samurai bujutsu, and you don't have a dojo in your area, we do offer an online ninjutsu dojo. Just check out my website at www.budoninjutsu.com. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for your love and support, and I will talk to you guys all later. Bye.